welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the stock price of Ford Motor Company, and this is one of the major US automobile manufacturers. In fact, it's one of the global heavyweights in the automobile industry. And today the stock price is at $15.21, representing an increase of 1.60%. We are about halfway through today's market session, and the volume so far is at 42 million shares that have exchanged hands, compared to an average volume of about 95 million shares. Over the past 5 days, you can see the stock has been in slowly declining. It was at $16, about $16.71 thereabout on April 4th, and from there it has slowly gone down until it hit about $14.60 yesterday, Thursday. Today, Friday, it has recovered somewhat, but not nearly enough. So two important things have happened for Ford. Ford has a joint venture in Turkey, and that Turkish joint venture has announced that they will start producing all electric Ford Transit vehicles. Secondly, Ford has also announced that they will be paying out dividends for the first quarter, and that will be 10 cents per share. So those are the two things that happened with Ford. The manufacturing of electric Ford Transit vehicles in Turkey, and the announcement of the dividend that they will be paying out, which will be 10 cents per share of Ford Motor Company. So that's the major news we have on that front. But take a look at the 5-day graph, take a look at the monthly graph, and you will see that Ford hasn't been doing so well. 6 months, you have a modest increase, but on the whole, short term, it hasn't been very good. If you look at the performance outlook, short term, mid term, long term, they're all in the red. So I just don't know what turnaround strategy Ford has. They have excellent trucks and vehicles, but it's just that the world is turning completely to electric, or electric for the most part, and they are very, very slow to the game. Deliveries are down. They stopped producing the Bolt EV. So I just don't know what exactly is going on with Ford, but we hope that they have an electric strategy, especially for the US market, which is huge, and people here tend to buy a lot of trucks. Ford already knew this a long time ago, but for some reason they're just not able to turn on a dime and start producing these electric vehicles, which are very, very hot in some markets. Again, the situation in Ukraine and Russia has come to remind us how dependent we are on fossil fuels. With electricity, you have different ways you can produce electricity, and they're not so harmful to the environment. You could use wind, you could use solar, you could use even nuclear reactors to produce electricity, and you can have it round the clock. Whereas for ICE vehicles, you have to pump gas. You're not very sure where it came from. There's a very complex and dynamic supply chain, because you need to have the gas taken through using trucks to the gas stations almost on a daily basis. Whereas with electricity, once you have everything plumbed in, then you just have to plug in your vehicle, and you don't have to have repetitive service of your electrical outlet. So yeah, Ford, I think, is a little bit slow to come to the game, and then even then they're still very hesitant about going all in on electric. They talk, but they haven't proven to the world yet that they can walk the walk. Who knows, maybe all these automotive giants should just spin off, their electric divisions and have those operate as standalone companies. That way they can innovate faster and compete in this fast moving EV world. As a reminder, Ford has, I think, 186,000 employees, and I believe also they are unionized. So when you have things happening like that, you have a company set up like that, they are very, very slow and refractive to change. So if Ford has to beef up its EV game, I think it might be best for them to just spin off their their the EV part of the company as a standalone company with its own management structure. That way they can be nimble, they can quickly respond to changes in the market. They can also do their own research, outsource the necessary chemistry that they need for their batteries, and then they can actually start being competitive. But the way it stands, it's going to be a very long, bumpy, and rough ride for Ford to become competitive in the 21st century. All right, thanks guys for joining me, and we will keep a close watch on how Ford performs. But it's good news that they are having joint ventures, even if it's in Europe, where they can actually start building some EV vehicles. That knowledge can be transferred easily back to the United States and to other platforms in the Ford fleet. All right, please, I would greatly appreciate if you've come this far, if you would just hit that thumbs up button, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you find any value in the information we share with you. I would greatly appreciate that. It will help the channel grow, and it will help more people to see some of the picks that we have on here, and yeah, that way we all can grow together. Thanks for joining me, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.